Welcome once again to the Buzz Around Texoma. I'm Jason Taylor, and this week we've got a couple of guests for you we're excited about. Now remember, the Buzz Around Texoma is brought to you by the Point Restaurant out on Lake Texoma at Grandpappy Point. And it's a courtesy product of B99.7 The Buzz and KLBC 106.3. Now the show is all about things that are going on local around the Texoma land area. It is about finding about new businesses. It's talking about great events that are coming up, charitable programs that are happening. If you know any of these things that you would like to push out to the Texoma land area, then do us a favor and reach out. It's absolutely free. There's no hook to this. We just want to focus on the Texoma land community. So all you need to do is email Patrick at klbcfm.com, or you can even email myself, Jason, at klbcfm.com, and we will contact you, and we will get you hooked up, lined up on the show. Now, as you can tell, our first guest for this segment this week is Mell Bell. How are you doing there, bud?
Fantastic.
All right. Well, I have had the pleasure of working with Mell a little bit. Now, Mell is... You live in Texoma. Are you from Texoma originally?
No, not originally.
Okay.
My family's originally from Louisiana.
Okay.
I grew up in New York City, so they moved to New York for work. And so coming from Louisiana, having those roots in Cajun food.
Gotcha.
That's kind of where, my menu comes from.
I got you. You can kind of hear the East Texas accent there too. No, I'm just joking. So jumping into it, Mell has a catering business. Now he also has a food truck that is currently located in Calera, correct?
That's correct. We're actually it's 711 North McKinley, and we're in the overflow parking lot. We share the overflow parking lot with DW's Liquor.
Okay, perfect. You'll find all the information for Mell's Diner in the comments section on the page, so go check them out. Now, you focus on Cajun food in your truck, correct?
Well, it's a combination.
Okay.
We do Cajun, we do a lot of barbecue, and you might say maybe Southern Comfort soul food.
Okay.
Some of those would consist of like smothered pork chops, pot liquor collard greens.
Nice.
Did you eat lunch yet?
You're making me want to go eat lunch, I can tell you that.
And our occasion, you would say we do smoked dirty rice, gumbo. Our boudin balls are delicious, our fried boudin balls.
Oh, man. Okay.
Try some of that sometime.
Well, I've got a fantasy football draft coming up. Might have to take some of those too. So I will tell you that now the truck is relatively new, but you know what? Mell's not new to the business, not by a long shot. In fact, some of you watching or listening to the podcast, you might recognize Mell's voice. Mell used to have a restaurant in Denison, didn't you?
I did for about almost 3 years.
Okay.
And before that, we had a location we had two locations before COVID. We had a location in Wiley, Texas, and before that, we were in Lavon, Texas, by the lake.
Okay. Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, Mell, for catering, to get a price, a quote, have you at their wedding or whatever is going on, how would they reach you?
Well, they can reach out through our website. You can message us on our website, mellsgrill.com. That's Mell with 2 L's. I got it on my...
That's right. There you go. Look at that. And you'll see right there in the comments how it's spelled.
And also on social media is a good way to contact us, both on Facebook and Instagram, or you can reach out to us directly by phone or text message. And the contact is 214-900-5081.
Okay. You'll find all of that information again in the comments right here on the page of today's show. So one last thing, going back to the truck. The truck is there in the overflow parking lot by DW's Liquor off Highway 6975 in Calera, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
That's correct. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And Thursday and Friday in particular, we're there from 11 to 8 p.m.
Okay.
And Saturday, we're open from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Gotcha. Okay, can they call and pre-order before they make their way out there?
I would recommend that. Okay. Because we do run out, especially on Thursdays and Fridays.
Yeah. That tells you how popular they are, where they're running out of food at the food truck. So take advantage of that. And, there may be whispers of a second truck opening up. That's what might be in the court. Isn't that right, Mell?
That's correct.
All right, fantastic. Mell, I want to thank you for coming in. Again, any questions that you have for Mell, he's more than willing to ask them. Just reach out by phone or contact on social media, or you can check them out on the website. But once again, this is Mell Bell with Mells Grill, and you need to try the food. It is wonderful. Coming back from the break, we are going to check in with one of my dearest friends around the Texoma land area. We're excited to have her here. Her name is Diana Theall. She is the president and CEO of the Denison Chamber of Commerce. That's coming up after the break. Stay close. And welcome back to the Buzz Around Texoma, all brought to you by Grandpappy Point Marina, actually the Point Restaurant at Grandpappy Point Marina, and we certainly appreciate them sponsoring the Buzz Around Texoma, which is a program, a video podcast that is all about things going on only in the Texoma land area, and we're very proud of that. So if you watch this, make sure you tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody, just give us a like down there and subscribe. It's absolutely free. And if you know of somebody who has an event, a new business coming in, some charitable organization that's got something going on, we want to know about it so that we can pass it along to the masses. All you need to do is get a hold of us. You can email Patrick at klbcfm.com or myself at Jason at klbcfm.com. We'll get you lined up and in the queue for the show. Before I get to our next guest, I do want to tell you we had Mell from Mells Grill earlier here on the show. One thing that we forgot to mention, they have an event coming up this weekend, this upcoming Saturday, weather pending, from 5 to 8 p.m. It's called the Community Bash over in Calera, and they're going to have a blues guitarist by the name of John Griffin on the show. So you want to make sure that if we have good weather and you love blues, that's where you need to be. It is all for the kids. They're going to have some discounted, I believe, free hot dogs and hamburgers out there, so you don't want to miss out on that. Again, that's in Calera at Mells Grill coming up on Saturday. Now, all that's out of the way. I told you before the break that I got to bring in one of my dear friends from right here around Texoma, and that is Miss Diana Theall. How are you doing?
I'm good.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show. And, of course, if you don't know Diana, for some reason, she is the president and the CEO of the Denison Chamber of Commerce. And you've been doing that for 8 years now?
8 years.
Okay, so
You should know that. You're to blame for all this.
yeah, I was gonna say you either love me or hate me, because I was fortunate enough to be on the committee that we brought Diana in. And I will tell you that from the time that we had her come on, when I was on the board, she has done a spectacular job. So
you were my board chair,
yes,
so you were incredible.
Well,
you broke the mold, and
yeah, they couldn't get me out fast enough. Is what she's saying. So no, I'm kidding. But
we kept you an extra year, I recall.
Well, thank you, and it was a great time. Diana and her staff have done a great job out there. Now, for those of you who are not a member of the Denison Chamber, you really don't know what you're missing, do they?
Why? Why aren't they?
That's the question.
Yeah, it's an incredible organization. I inherited a really well-built organization, and we've just, with the staff I have now, we have just been able to grow it in leaps and bounds. We just hit, I think, 670 members.
That is fantastic.
So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. And I mean, it's just, we're very blessed that because word of mouth is where a lot of it's coming from. And so people are just walking in the door or signing up online, and we're just trying to keep up. Susan's doing a bang-up job, I tell you.
Well, and one of the things that, and anybody who's been in chamber work, I guess, would adhere to this. There are two big deals when it comes to memberships. There is acquiring new members, but then there's retention, and you guys are doing good with that.
That's the struggle. Is how do you keep them? And so that's the hardest part, is making sure, and part of our secret, I think, is our strong ambassador program.
Okay, now explain the ambassador program.
So the Gold Coat ambassadors are pretty much, they're your cream of your crop of your members that want to be part of the chamber activities. They want to promote the chamber, they want to be involved in the ribbon cuttings, they want to be involved in all the stuff that isn't all the fun work. They come and volunteer for all the events.
Right.
They set up, they take down, they monitor, they man it during the day. And then they also are ones that go out and, like when we deliver our directories, they go out and they meet people, deliver our directories. They can make contacts and build their own businesses that way. And so that's one of the draws of being a Gold Coat ambassador. Zach Deuce is the one that really, if you ask him, he'll tell you, I didn't know anybody, then I became a Gold Coat. And now he said, everybody knows who I am walking out the door. And so that's just it, because the networking is just incredible.
Yes. And
it's a great organization. I love those guys.
Is there a limited amount of ambassadors?
We do. It's limited. We limit it to about 10% of the membership.
Okay.
So 650 members, 670, sorry. I always want to say 650 because we were excited when we hit that one. But this last week we hit 670. So with that, then we'd have, 67, 70, and we have probably about 55 right now. And so, because we've had a few some of those are our legacy ambassadors. And so we are just right now getting ready to go out on a new drive for more ambassadors.
Okay, so that's something that you might be interested in.
Yes.
Make sure you look at that. So at the Denison Chamber, you guys are constantly, and I was talking to you about this off air, constantly going. There's something going on, whether it's events, charitable events, drives, whatever. There's something going on. What do you guys have going on for the next 2 months, like June, July?
June, July. Well, we have our coffee and chat coming up this week on Tuesday with our legislators. That one is sold out, though. So sorry.
So you didn't get your tickets.
Sorry, you didn't get your tickets. Yes. That one is sold out. But our bowling bash is at the end of the month, and it's June 30th, and it is so much fun. Heyday Entertainment does that for us, and TMC is our sponsor. And what we do at the bowling bash is it's teams of 6, and it's kind of like best ball and golf, but it's best frame.
Oh, okay.
It's like Rumble.
Okay.
And it is so much fun. It's a program that they have there at Heyday, and it's a lot of fun. I spoke to the PD this morning. They've got a PD team that is, they're competitors.
Yeah.
And they're DCPs, and so we have a group. We have about 4 or 5 teams that fight every year. I mean, it's funny to watch them, and it's a lot of fun though. The bowling bash is it's one of my favorite events because it's simple and it's just fun watching everybody have a good time.
Right, and the
networking is just,
and the networking and all.
Yeah, the networking is just incredible, and we try to keep the cost on that one, pretty good. But you get free pizza,
absolutely,
tea and water and all that good stuff.
Hey, pay a little money to do work. I mean, it's not that bad at all. Now, one of the things that Denison has done, and I'm sure there are other chambers, and it's not going to be available right now, I'm assuming, but it shows you do this cash program. That's what it's called. Chamber Cash. That's what it was called.
Chamber Cash. Yeah, and it's very popular at the bowling bash because so at Heyday they have a pink pin, and they usually bring it out during the October month.
Okay.
But they put that in during this bash, and if you hit a strike with a pink pin, you get $10 Chamber Cash.
Oh, okay.
And so we thought naively that we'd give out 15, 20. I think we gave out 100. The first time we did it. It's crazy. I don't know if they're lying about those strikes or not, but it was a lot of fun. And Chamber Cash is just, what it is we produce it in-house, and we have the original seal that you squeeze,
Right.
And so that's on every one, so it's authentic. And we have probably about 70 merchants right now that accept it. And it's just like cash. It comes in $10 and $20 increments. What we have done is we have some people that come in and buy it and use it in place of gift cards, because rather than get one gift card you can use at one place, you get the Chamber Cash and you can use it at 70 places.
Right.
So it's very broad in its use. But the other thing we use it for is we just about completely eliminated handing out cash at events for instance, our new teachers, our Shop to Win. We do the Chamber Cash because everyone investing in it are chamber members. And so they deserve to get that money back.
I agree 100%.
Keep it local.
That's
Keep it
exactly,
local.
there it is right there what she
And
said.
I think we probably put out, I want to say with all the events we do, probably close to $10,000 a year. We give over $5,000 just to the teachers.
I didn't realize that was that much.
Yeah, we give
Well,
over $5,000 just to the teachers. Yeah.
I had personally, and this is just me, but when I was on the board at the time that Diana introduced the program, I had never heard of the program. I thought it was fantastic, and it just seems to have over the years continued to grow and grow and grow. So that will be available at the bowling event. So coming up in July, once it starts getting hot, do you guys back off your events a little bit?
Well, we back off of the outdoor events.
Okay.
We still have a few things going on, but we do start. July starts our gear up for the teachers coming back. Believe it or not, because there's a big we do 3 different events for the teachers, and so there's a big push getting that started, and then we have to start registering for our Fall Fest in July. So we open it in July, and it's. And that's not until October 4th, but we have to start several months early.
Is Fall Fest, Fall Fest has turned into, if not the biggest, but one of the biggest festivals in Grayson County, correct?
It's the largest.
It is the largest.
It's the largest, yes.
I wanted to let her
That's what I was told. And
I wanted to let her say that. So, I was just kind of teeing it up for her there. All right, so one thing that I do love about Sherman, Denison, Durant, Pottsboro, all the different chambers, and I do like to throw Pottsboro in there, but one of the things I love about these different chambers is it would be very easy for the chambers to all do the same things or similar things, but that is not the case here in Texoma. All of the chambers do different events, they do different charitable fundraisers, things of that nature, and I find that great. And for the most part, there's really, and then you guys actually team up on some things, don't you?
We do, yeah. We do our original after hours. Started that a few years ago. And so every quarter, Sherman takes a quarter, we take a quarter, Pottsboro and Durant. Everyone takes a quarter. And it has been one of the most successful things we've done.
That's great.
Because people just love, because you're getting out of just, when you're a Gold Coat ambassador, you're pretty much in Sherman, Denison, mainly Denison. But when you go to these regional events, you're catching people that you might not have seen. And it's, what the chamber does, any chamber in any community, what they do is they give opportunities for the community to come together. And that's what's so important. Right. And especially when you have events like our quarterly luncheons, our community comes together once a quarter. And it's been a game changer because now they know each other and they see each other regularly and they make those connections, and it just makes you a more solidified community when you have those.
It's great, and that's what about Texoma is all about. So that is great. Now, some of these, so going back to what I was originally saying about the events being, specific to Denison, can you name a couple that everybody knows? Oh, that's a Denison deal. Nobody touches that. Which when we say that, that's Denison.
Probably our Fall Fest and our hot cocoa competition.
Okay. Now, I know that's coming up in December, and we'll have you on again before then.
Yeah.
But tell everyone what that's about.
So this actually started when I was in Graham. My CEO there, we were talking about doing the Lemonade Day.
Okay.
And that's in the summer. And honestly, we couldn't get any merchants that wanted to be open July 4th.
Right.
And so it wasn't going to really help us that much. And so then I said, well, why don't we do a cocoa competition at the Christmas parade? And she loved it. So we started it there. We brought it here. And the first year here, they sold more cocoa than 3 years in Graham. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy. But it's an entrepreneurial training program. So it's really taking these kids, 8th graders, the Scott Scholars. They go through the whole slew of what it takes to open a business. And I mean, everything from they have to learn how to fill out bank paperwork loans. They have to fill out that. They have to make a budget. They have to make a business plan. They have to find out they have to get a food handler's license. The health department comes in. Yeah. So this whole program, we do a full day of training initially, and then we go back several times. So we usually start September, October, depending on the school schedule and when they want to start. And then they go through until December 4th when they set up, their businesses. So it's not that they just, hey, we're going to sell hot cocoa and we're going to open the thing. They're graded on a lot of different aspects of this.
And don't they have, they each have their own organization that they donate the money to?
We let them, so we started just Bob Roden, who runs Four Rivers. He came in, your comedy
Yeah.
There you go.
Love Bob.
Sidekick. Bob comes in and he explains all of the nonprofits to them. And believe it or not, we have like 50 or 60. There's crazy how many there are. But he explains them all to them, and then we let them select which nonprofit they want to work with.
Okay.
We started last year instead, since there's so many nonprofits, instead we now have an application process. And so we allow it to 12 of them to come and present to the kids. And so the kids get a one-on-one, and then the nonprofit gets a buy-in to help the kids be successful and help them advertise their businesses. And in this is our sixth year. I think it's our 6th year. They have raised over $70,000.
That is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And every penny of it went to the nonprofits.
That is wonderful.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We're talking with Diana Theall from the Denison Chamber of Commerce. I probably should have introduced you again before now, but it is. Everybody knows who Diana is, CEO, president of the chamber, and of course, longtime friend. Now, she has been there for 8 years, and the great thing about this event, or what she does, the events that she put on, I keep bringing that up. So we talked about some of them. I want to ask you this, Diana. I have my own favorite event. Okay, but I want to ask you, do you have a favorite? I mean, they're all good. I'm not saying that they're all bad. But yeah, exactly. So you're not trashing on anything else if there's one in specific that holds a place in your heart for you.
It's the hot cocoa program.
It is the hot cocoa program. Okay, fair enough. No, I get it.
It's just what it does for those kids. And it's funny because we always interview the kids afterwards, and there's about 30 of them that participate. And afterwards, we always ask them, so what do you think? How many want to own a business? Mm-hmm. And there's about half that want to, and the other half are like, nope. And it's so funny to hear them say, I thought you just went and got a space and you bought some stuff and you put it for sale.
Wow.
They had no idea about the rules and the regulations and what it takes to have a business.
So you got a learning situation, and you have money being raised for charitable organizations. It's great. It is great. My favorite, it has been and always will be the Fall Festival.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason that is, my wife laughs at me because I can be a little, I guess, small town in this aspect. I love the way it has a very Rockwellian feel to it.
It does.
Norman Rockwell did those old time, it has that feel to it.
No, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm too young. I'm too young
for that.
I take that back.
So it has a very Rockwellian feel to it, and I love it. I look forward to it each and every year. Not necessarily. I wish sometimes the heat would back off a little bit, but it is a great program. So if people want to look at the different events that you have going on, or they're going, you know what? We should have a long time ago joined the Denison Chamber of Commerce.
Yes. Come on.
How do they get a hold of you to do so?
Well, you can always call.
Okay.
You can drop by. Now, I will admit there are times when our office is closed because we are working events. There's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we're out of the office, especially for ribbon cuttings. We have a lot of those.
They do.
But you can go to DenisonTexas.us, spell it all out, and everything's there. And in fact, something I didn't mention, Leadership Denison.
Explain.
Applications are open for Leadership Denison, and we have both an adult version and a high school version. The 11th graders have it. DILA, it's Denison Youth Leadership. DILA is full, and so they've already applied. We had almost 50 kids apply, and they only accepted 18.
Wow.
So it's highly competitive. Yeah. It has gotten highly competitive. But the leadership program, we usually have about 30 adults in the program, and they spend 1 day a month going to different organizations, anything from county government, city government. They go to industrial. The DDA, Denison Development Alliance, does the industrial side. Both hospitals, Sherman Medical and TMC, they go to both of those locations. And then we have other places they go as well. What's funny is one of their most popular days is Social Services Day. Okay. And Katie Eubank at the United Way coordinates that day. And whatever she does, it's heart, it tears at your heartstrings. They don't realize how important some of these nonprofits are to our community. And when they go through the program, they see that. And I will warn you, though, we're already halfway sold on that one. Okay. We opened up, after our graduation, we opened it up, and we've already put 15 spots in there. So we only have a few left, but
it goes that quick.
It goes quick, but it's a great opportunity to get to know some peers that you never would have met before. Mm-hmm. And it's funny to see how the classes get competitive against each other. My class was better than your class, and they have a lot of fun with that. But it's a great program too.
Yeah, it's really good. Again, it's more networking.
Yes.
But because you guys, because they work closer in those leadership programs, friendships really blossom from those. You're absolutely right. So get a hold of Diana. Get a hold of anyone at her staff. Again, the information you'll see down below here on the page. It's a great stuff they're doing over there at the Denison Chamber, and great stuff you've been doing. You have done great for 8 years, and I know that everybody's looking forward to seeing you continue on for a long time.
We're having a good time. We're having fun. I do have to say one thing. Can I say one thing?
Please, go right ahead.
Chelsea's baby's due any day. We're having a chamber baby.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yes.
Little Clancy Renee. She'll be here.
Is that going to be her name?
That's her name.
Okay.
Clancy Renee. She'll be here any day. She had her last appointment, so.
Well, welcome to the world, Clancy Renee. Hopefully it'll happen about the time that we're airing this. Of course, we air the
love that.
We do it every it airs every Thursday at noon right here on YouTube. All right. Well, anytime you want to come back, Diana, you are more than welcome. We love talking to you.
I need to bring some of the hot cocoa kids.
Yes, please do. That would be great. That would be a great interview. That would be a great interview.
That would be fun.
And we could drink coffee or cocoa. So it would be great. All right. Again, so that is the buzz around Texoma for this week. Once again, if you know someone who's got a new business coming up, or maybe there is a charitable event coming up, or any event for that matter, in the Texoma land area, that's the key. It's all about Texoma, okay? And we want you or that person to be on the show so that we can help spread the word. There's no catch to it. It's absolutely free. Email Patrick at klbcfm.com, or you can email myself, Jason at klbcfm.com. Thank you once again to the Point Restaurant out there at Grand Pappy Point for sponsoring the Buzz Around Texoma. It is a courtesy of KLBC FM and B99.7 The Buzz. Until next week, have a good one.